I am over the moon excited to have a very, very special priestess, leader, prophet of our time, Anodea Judith, with me today. She is my mentor, my teacher, and a very good friend that I love with all my heart and all my soul. It is such a great honor to have you here today, Anodea, with me, and I'm so excited about this conversation we're getting ready to have.
Thank you so much, Schamet. Great to be here. Really happy, excited to talk about this because it's all brand new.
Yeah, yeah. So Anodea Judith, she is a woman of many hats. She's got her master's degree in psychology, and she's got so many different incredible books out there, and they're all very good, top notch. I've read most of them. And so she walks in that world, but she's also a priestess, and she is an ordained priestess. Anodea, would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, I was ordained in 1985, back when the goddess movement was pretty young, the neo goddess movement, and that gave me permission to hold my power in a feminine way. And that was a life-changing experience to be ordained by my community to take power as a priestess and to wield it in the agreements that I made to serve above all and to serve the goddess.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful. So, what I want to talk about today is Anodea has just birthed an incredible and powerful card deck. And I'm actually her priestess. I've got them right
Right,
here
that's right.
in the deck. And the priestess is I serve. She is about serving her community. And so Anodea has created this card deck as a way to serve the community. And that's really what I want to dive into, awakening the new feminine paradigm with this incredible deck of cards. Anodea, first of all, I just want to say these are more than just cards. I've been
Yeah.
reading through them, and I have been so activated on so many different emotional levels. And so what inspired you to create these incredible, magical cards?
Well, I'm glad you said activated because this is what happens to people as they work with these cards, to men and women both. And I never knew that when I was creating it. I wrote the cards of 38 archetypes of feminine leadership, some of which are ancient, some of which are just emerging, some of which we know well, like the mother, and they came through me. They woke me up in the middle of the night. They begged to be written. And I wrote them from the perspective of I, she, and you. So the I is the archetype speaking directly to you. I am the empress, and I, whatever she says, and I am the lover, and I am the soft caress that bids your heart to open, and I am the mother, I am the nurturer of all life. So it's the I, and that's kind of like a poem, but it's an evocation, which means evoking from the God, from that archetype. Then the she is either historical information, mythology, or something about that archetype standing in the world today. Like for the stateswoman, I include the statistic that out of 193 countries, only 22 have women heads of state. Actually, 23 as of a couple days ago because of the kerfluffle in Peru that put a vice president in charge, and now she is the president. So now it's 23. But some of it is statistics about that standing today. Some of it is history, what happened. And then the you part is when someone is working with that card, this is the advice for you. When you work with the lover, she's asking you to open your heart. When you work with the empress, she's asking you to take on more than you ever thought you could. It's whatever is that advice from that archetype for the person. And it's all written on the actual card so that you have the card and you open it up. You don't have to go to a book and here's the poem, the I, here's the she, and then on the back of the card is the you. So you can take that card, you can carry it around with you. You can do a circle with them and give a card to each person in the circle, and they can take it back to their seat and read it. It's all right there. And these are large, like larger than greeting cards.
Yeah, I love that they're large because you get this full activation like you do with a piece of artwork. You know, it's an activation
Exactly.
through the imagery, as well as, you know, you're such a master and a weaver of words. I've always loved that about your writing, is it activates these deep emotions and layers that get awoken inside of me. You know, just reading this priestess card again, like every word is like, oh, that's me. That's what I do. I serve.
Yeah.
And I also want to say, Anodea, that I love the diversity of all the different archetypes. You know, you have the priestess, the creatrix. I mean, these cards are so stunning. The empath, these are some of my favorites. The peacemaker. But then you also have the stateswoman, because she's a very important person. And then the cutter, which I had a very powerful activation with this card in particular. And I'd love to hear from you a little bit more of who the cutter is and why is this an important feminine archetype?
Well, the cutter is the third of the three fates of ancient Greek mythology. And those fates were those three sisters were, you know, they said they determined the fate of everything. They determined how long you would live, and they determined what you would do and when you were born and whether you would be successful. And they determined everything. And they were called in at the beginning of every theatrical drama. And so the three fates are in the deck. The spinner is the first one. She spins the thread. She's the originating idea. She's the core principle. She's, you know, comes out of the cosmos and spins the universe into being. So she starts, then the weaver is midway through, and she weaves the threads that the spinner spins. She weaves them into a tapestry. The weaver was also called Lachesis, and her name meant the allotter because she allotted the length of the bolt was how long your relationship would last, or your business would thrive, or how long your life would be. She was the allotter. The amount of cloth that she allotted to you was your life. But what you did with that cloth was up to you. And then the cutter is the third of the three sisters, the eldest, and she cuts the cloth. She is the queen of death. She completes things. She is the ending. So we have the beginning, the middle, and the ending by the three fates. And so when the cloth is done, when your life is done, when it's time to, you know, complete something, that's the cutter. But here is the way that it comes into women's leadership. I think in the male model, we want to go forever. We want to live forever. We don't want to have any boundaries on how many trees we can cut or how many fish we can take from the ocean. It's just limitless. There's no death, right? But the feminine is cyclic. It knows that you have to die to be reborn. You have to, you know, have to cut things. You have to cut things to harvest your crop. And so the cutter is the one that says, no, we have to downsize the company. And the cutter is the one that says, no, I can't do that right now. I'm overloaded. You know, the cutter is the one who cuts and says no. And it's an important quality for a woman to own.
I love that. It reminds me of having sacred boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also love that you included the diva, you know, the
Yeah.
performer. I love that. I love that she's in there as well as the stateswoman. And I was hoping you could speak a little bit more into how and why you have represented such a diverse amount of women in leadership roles. And what is your intention and your vision with these cards and how they're going to awaken consciousness in women and men?
In women and men. Well, it came to me that women lead differently than men. and they need different archetypes to guide them. And the archetypes of leadership that we have in our world today, in the Western world, and even the Eastern world, most of it is masculine. It's fashioned after a army general that leads his soldiers into battle. And so what do you want for that? You want somebody that's really strong and powerful and dictatorial and very certain and makes everybody follow him. Well, we apply that to CEOs, we apply that to presidents, we apply that to university professors. I mean, all of that, that's the model of leadership that we recognize. But there's many other ways to lead. And the feminine takes leadership differently. For instance, there's the card of, I don't know if I can put my hands on her, but the shepherdess. She leads from behind. She's the one that takes care of everyone. Yeah. I'm looking for her in my deck. Here she is.
Have her right here.
The shepherdess. And she gathers the flock and she makes sure everyone is taken care of and gets a call back and gets the notes to the meeting. And, if they're feeling left out, she goes and talks to them. Or she's the one in the school that helps the straggling student that's being left behind and says, can I help you and pull you in? She's really important to any organization. And it's a form of leadership, but because she leads from behind, it's not recognized. So the idea of creating these is, one, to awaken these superpowers, if you will, in women. And they'll say, oh my God, I've been doing that all my life. And I didn't ever think of it as a quality. It's just what I do. And now, oh, I have a name for it. I'm the shepherdess. Yeah, that's who I am. So they have a recognition of something in themselves. And for men is to, one, be able to recognize it in women. If you have someone on your team at the office that is the shepherdess, value her. If you have the observer on your team, maybe she's quiet and doesn't say much, but she's watching and seeing everything. And I'll bet if you ask her her opinion, she has a really clear picture of what happened between you and that other guy in that conversation. You know what I mean? The midwife is not necessarily just helping people birth babies, but the midwife is the one that comes along and helps you birth a project. Someone that maybe counsels you as a mentor or a coach and helps you birth your new paradigm priestess project, or helps you birth a book, or helps, there's the maestra who is the scholar, often not recognized by men or women as a quality. So it's to awaken this, to get it recognized, to recognize ancient ones like the priestess and the midwife and the oracle, and emerging ones like the activist, is a modern archetype, the dancer. Well, dancer is both ancient and modern. And the diva, the reason I put her in is the diva, one that sings and dances, started with Marilyn Monroe. And this was the first place that women could really embody the goddess publicly and have it be accepted, because they were doing it in a sexy manner. And so men said, okay, we can worship this. And so she was a place where the goddess began to come back to life.
I love that so much. And I think the word diva actually means goddess, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah, actually. And Devo, they use it in opera. And Devo is a male lead singer, but diva has been given a negative connotation like a prima donna, but I'm trying to reclaim the word. But, they don't say a male that is the center of attention is a prima donna. They only say that about the woman.
Yeah, I really love that about your cards, Anodea, is it really is a reclamation of the divine feminine in all of her many different aspects. I love that one of the feminine archetype leaders is the lover, for example.
Oh, yeah, the lover. That's right. Let's see if I can find her.
Because that's one of the...
love to, what I just did last weekend as a commemoration of getting the cards all finished is, here comes the lover. No, here she is.
Yeah, so beautiful.
Is I did a public performance of the cards with several different women playing the different archetypes. We had live music and all that. And I could play you a clip. For instance, I could play the clip of the priestess if you would like to see it.
Yeah, that would be lovely. That would be amazing.
Am I enabled to share screen? No.
Let me set that up.
I am the priestess. I am the living conduit of the goddess. My duty is to serve her above all else. Through me, she remains alive in the hearts and minds of her people. I am the guardian to her mysteries. I am the mistress of magic. I am the keeper of her temple, and I am a weaver of the ways and a guardian to her mysteries. I come to you as maiden, as mother, and crone. I am the oracle, uttering words of the divine. I am the alchemist with her scents and potions. Always the midwife standing between the worlds. I stand at the threshold between the unknown and the known, guarding her mysteries with my life. Once I was revered, you may remember. I walked the lands freely. I blessed the animals and the herds thrived. I blessed the crops and there was plenty. I blessed the soldiers as they went off to war. And I loved them when they returned. But after they raped me, after they destroyed my temple, after the goddess's words were forbidden from my lips, the herds began to get sickly. You know the story. The crops began to fail. The springs began to dry up. And I was blamed and shamed for the chaos that had followed. I was punished. I was exiled. I was tortured. I was burned at the stake. Until now, I lie in the earth, the deep and silent, dark earth, forgotten. 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 But I did not die, for I am the goddess and she is eternal. I live in you. I am within every single one of you. And I am awakening, and I am rising up from the underworld. Have you seen me? Do you feel me? I am here, picking up her chalice. I am here, singing her praises once again, dancing in the cycle of life once again, uttering her prayers. I am here beating her drum and dancing the cycle of life. I am her holy chalice. And I am here making the world sacred once again. Making the world sacred once again. Making your world sacred once again. I am priestess and I serve.
Wow, thank you for sharing that, Anodea. That was really powerful, really beautiful, really activating. That must have been quite an event. I wish I could have been there.
I wish you could have been too, but you would have been in the show probably if you had been there.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
As one of the
I'm
archetypes.
a bit of a diva myself, so I would
Yes.
would have loved it.
Yeah.
So what is your big vision for these cards? Because I know you have a big one. You always have a big vision because you're a visionary priestess.
That's right. I'm one of the cards. I'm the visionary on the cards. My vision is to get these out as widely as possible, to do online workshops with them, to train women to facilitate circles using them, because it really activates something. It's not just a card that you read and then put away on your shelf. It's a card that activates something that you work with, like I'm considering having, someone pick a card and carry it for a week and read it every day or memorize it. And there's something that happens when you do that. So training people of how to use it and having that propagate. And perhaps, after we did this event, everybody says, oh my God, this needs to be a movie. This needs to go on Broadway. This needs to be done again and again. This needs to be done like Vagina Monologues, where it goes from city to city and people step in and act out the cards. I don't know. There's a lot of ideas coming in right now, and I'm just doing one thing at a time. It was first just get the cards done, and then it was get the website up, and then get the event done. And that just happened last week, and I'm still shoveling out from under that. And so we'll see what emerges. Now it's, doing the interviews and, getting them out there.
Yeah, absolutely. So Anodea and I were in the Netherlands together, and she had everyone come together in a sacred circle, and she put the cards around in a big circle and everyone read, and it was very moving and very activating. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, there's a lot of magic in these cards. They're very transformational. And so that's so exciting. And I am going to be one of the facilitators for sure. I'm so excited about that.
I know you are. You'd be a good one.
Yeah, definitely. I can just feel the energy really awakening and activating parts of women and men. And I saw that firsthand as well. The actual card, the priestess, really awakened this beautiful man that was at the chakra yoga training in the Netherlands. And he was very moved and very activated, and it created an awakening inside of him. And so I just want to also, let everyone know this isn't just for women. These cards are for everyone. It is the feminine within us all. And so are there any last and final words that you have, Anodea, and how can everyone get a set of your beautiful cards?
Well, this is the first printing, and they're hot off the press. I just got them a couple weeks ago, and you can get them at sherisescards.com, sherisescards.com. And, with shipping and handling, we can mail them out to you. They make great Christmas presents since we're at that time of year, especially for women you love, or your daughters, or your sisters, or anyone you want to awaken feminine power in. And, play with them, experiment, get to know them, bring these archetypes into yourself, and you'll find something awakening. The woman who played the Empress in the show, she does a lot in the community and she handles a lot. And I said, you're really an Empress. She said she feels something different ever since the performance, that she has really stepped into that role and she's operating at a whole different frequency. And so, I'm hoping the lover calls the lover into her life, and the mother was 9 months pregnant and might be giving birth this moment for all I know. So these really do activate.
I wonder if I should read mine real quick as well.
Sure. We have the clip of the priestess, so you should read a different one.
Oh, that's true. How about the Creatrix?
Great.
Oh, I love this one too. Beautiful, beautiful card. I am the Creatrix, mistress of creativity. I am artist and maker, singer and dancer. I bring forth the unexpected. I give birth from my imagination, embellishing what is to show what you can be. The world is my canvas. Every act is a brush stroke. Every step is an eloquent dance. Every sound a note in the grand symphony. Come to me when you don't have what you want. I will show you how to get it. Come to me when you can't find the way, and we will create the way. Come to me when you are pregnant with ideas, begging to be born, and we will bring them to fruition. I am the Creatrix. I have worked for so long with so little, I can create the impossible with nothing. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. How exciting, Anodea. I am so proud of you. This
Oh,
is
thank
so
you.
beautiful. I can already feel the ripples going out into the universe. There, yes, I could definitely see this on Broadway.
Well, that's a long shot, but you know, one thing at a time.
Well, no, I don't think it's a long shot. Really, when I met you, because I am an oracle, I had that really deep inner knowing that you were going into film and that it was going to be part of the sacred divine feminine. And so maybe this is it, and I did have a dream that you were handing me scrolls, and I know that they're these cards. I can feel the power in them. So I don't think it's a long shot at all, actually. I think that it is going to manifest if that's what you want.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, how exciting. Well, this is what I've known about you, Anodea, is that you are an activator, you are an awakener, and you have that magic coming through you. And I'm hoping that we can finish with you actually reading, going to kind of put you on the spot here, but reading your card.
Oh, I've got that memorized because I performed it in the show.
And can you show us the card as well? It's so beautiful.
Sure. Let's see if I can put my hand. Oh, I'll put my hands right on it. Look at it.
Look at that.
And
Meant to
here's
be.
a box, by the way. Here's what it looks like. And there's a little booklet and then the card.
Beautiful.
So here's my visionary card. This is me with my rainbow wings, and I did wear that in the show. So you have to kind of step into it. I am the visionary. The divine light of possibility beckons to me from the future. I am the voice of evolution. Imagination is my currency. I am the butterfly emerging from the chrysalis, opening my left wing and my right wing,
to demonstrate what lies on the other side of the transformation. I am a prophetess. I see past and future as one eternal arc of creation, always changing form to become its highest expression. I am a seer. Where others see obstacles, I see opportunity. Where others have lost their way, I see the way through. Where others see darkness, I see light in its rainbow of colors. For I live at the edge of becoming. I am an innovator. I am not content to accept things as they are. For I see and I know what they could be. And I will not stop until my vision is made manifest.
I am the visionary. Come dream with me. Let us vision now together a new world, a new way, a new time, where women are rising and taking their power and working together with men in partnership to co-create a world that we know in our hearts is possible. I am the visionary. I imagine.
Oh, love that. That is you for sure. It's so beautiful. Oh, thank you for sharing that, Anodea. That was really powerful.
Thank you.
Actually, one last final thing, I always have something last to say, is in what, I can't remember which card it was, but you talked about how the goddess will make you work hard, but the rewards that you have will be bountiful. And that has been my experience as well. And I think it was the priestess card.
It was too.
Yeah. And you know, you are someone that I admire deeply, and I know that you work really hard for what you believe in. And there's this passion and this purpose that you're determined to birth and create. So I want to thank you for all of your service to awakening consciousness on the planet.
Thank you. You too, sweetie. You too. You're doing it.
Any
Well,
last and final words?
no, just, you know, for people to experience the cards. I also want to give credit to Melinda Mansell. She did all the art,
Yeah,
you know.
the art is beautiful.
Yeah. So, and, you know, some real people are in the cards like yourself as priestess. So you were the perfect one. Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you
that.
so much. Yeah. It takes a community to give birth, doesn't it? You need
It
all
takes
the
a village. It takes a village.
Thank you so much for this conversation today. I know that these cards are already awakening the new feminine paradigm, and stay tuned. Anodea Judith is going to be one of my keynote speakers in the upcoming Awaken the New Feminine Paradigm Summit. So that is another thing to look forward to. Until then, Anodea, so many new paradigm priestess blessings to you, and Chakra Priestess blessings to you.
Thank you very much, Schamet. Always a pleasure to work with you in the divine feminine in service of her.
Thank you.